Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pass the Scoreboard. We're doing our fourth episode together.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Last time we were together, we talked about Vladimir Guerrero, which actually since then has been positive news.
Yeah, funny enough, it's actually everything's gone up since we've spoken about that.
Now
So,
apparently the Jays are 99% well, no, that's not the report, but that's the feeling that I'm getting that they're pretty sure he'll re-sign.
yeah, or
Um,
that they'll,
Maybe
offer
before
offer something that he
can't refuse.
wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Before we
exactly,
get into
exactly.
the
So,
predictions, I guess he was just I guess he played this really smart. He's essentially saying from these reports I'm getting okay, he wants to be in Toronto, but he's going to take this last year and if he's gonna look like a genius if he has an even better year than last year, which is possible,
oh, for sure.
and then he'll probably get more money. So yeah, it's he's kind of betting on himself to a certain degree. So yeah, we'll see
Which
how
which
that.
I which I certainly agree that he should be because he
Yeah,
is who he is, right? So
for
there's
sure.
absolutely no reason for him not to. So,
Absolutely. All right, let's get so yeah, today we're going to do a division by division breakdown. Baseball regular season is starting in what? 7 days? Well,
yep.
technically it
Or
already
yeah,
started.
if we're being real, it has
Um,
technically started. I
I'm
believe it's
sorry,
2 or 3 days ago,
but it's really weird how the MLB does this while they're playing spring training games,
and
but
then they have
also
like
and
the
an
Tokyo
exa
series happening.
yeah, I think they should probably move this back. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of
Um.
confusing. It's confusing for the fans, right? Because
Oh no, for
like
sure. Because
if
it's
I go on MLB like if I go on this like the Score app, right?
yeah.
Well, in Canada, the Score is an app. Like if I go on the Score app, yeah, and I go to baseball games, it's
Right.
gonna say Dodgers Cubs, and it's gonna say a bunch of spring training games. So I'm gonna assume that that's a spring training game.
No,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so yeah, we're gonna start off with the National League. We're gonna go East, Central, West. Um, so yeah, NL East. Realistically, this is probably a three-team division. Any of three teams can probably win it.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
so in this division, of course, we have the Braves, Mets, Marlins, Phillies, and Nationals.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I guess how do we want to do it? Do you want me to break down each team's X factor? I don't think we have to do that.
No, but I think we can. I think you know what we can get like the guys who or the teams that will win or that
Okay,
have historically a good track record out of the way. Like
okay.
Phillies are unreal.
So so we're gonna remove Miami and Washington. Who's finishing fourth and fifth? I'll probably take Washington fourth and
Yeah, I'd
Miami.
probably put Miami
I
at fifth. I'm really
I
sorry.
mean,
However, I'll say this: I would love to see the Marlins succeed.
I'm
Just
looking
I
at
don't
their
know
lineup
why,
and nothing
but
is sticking out. At least with the Nationals, you have C.J. Abrams, Nathaniel Lowe, Josh Bell.
yeah, no, no, they have James Wood, uh,
Mm,
rookie. I don't know if he's a rookie, but
okay.
could but
Um, yeah.
yeah, no.
Okay. Let's talk about the good teams. So of course that leaves the Braves, the Mets, and the Phillies. I'll go first, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna kind of not surprised, but I'm gonna take the Mets winning.
Okay.
I'll put the Braves two and Philadelphia three. Um, for the Mets, it says here that Jeff McNeil and Francisco Alvarez start hurt, which
Mm.
kind of derails their bottom half of the lineup. So right
Yeah,
now
oh
they
yeah.
have Brett Batty playing
Brett
second
Beatty.
base. Oh God, sorry. Brett Beatty playing second base and Luis Torrens
Yeah, catching.
playing playing catcher. But I mean, look at the just listen to this top four. Francesco Lindor, Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, and Brandon Nimmo.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, they're gonna be very good. Their rotation, I think, is not as good as the Braves, but I'll still give them the edge because of their hitting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Your
I mean,
thoughts?
Sorry?
Your thoughts? Where
Yeah.
do you want to say your number
Um,
one, or do you want to say your
you know
thoughts on the
what?
Mets?
I'll say my thoughts and then I'll say my number one.
Sure.
Honestly, I'd say I almost agree with you. The only thing I don't agree with you is the number one part, like which team will be number one.
Okay.
But I guess we're gonna get into that in a second. But
Sure.
yeah, no, the Mets, they have a good lineup, and you know what? They've proved that they can step up when the time matters, as we all saw last year, right? They were, I believe it was 2 wins away from going to their first World Series since 2015 when
Yeah.
they lost to the Kansas City
And
Royals.
they
But
didn't they get really hot? Like
yeah,
they
yeah, there
started kind
was
of,
there was a point where like it looked like they were like, gonna be their normal selves. They're kind of crappy, like bottom of the barrel garbage. And then next thing you know, they start winning and they start winning more and they start winning more. And um, you know what? Oh, and another thing too, their pitching. I think their pitching staff might be one of the most underrated
underrated. I mean,
in all of baseball. Yeah,
yeah, you have guys like oh goodness, Kode Senga. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Senga, there's Sean Manaea who just came back. David Peterson was
Sean Manaea
unreal.
is starting the year injured, according
He
to,
is, but
yeah.
when he comes back,
When he comes back, yeah, yeah, he's gonna be
he'll
good.
he'll be a weapon. Like they also, yeah, like David Peterson too. Many people overlook him because he's not the hardest thrower on the planet, but like the guy got it done. I remember I was watching him pitch in Toronto. Guy was basically lights out. Like and um what was I gonna say? Like the fact that he just ate up innings all the time was just just incredible, right? Like he's only been pitching since 2020. So this is I guess will be his sixth season technically in the league, but like he was unreal, right? And you know what? His stats may have not full. I mean, like I believe he pitched to like a 3.1 ERA or something like that in the month of September, and then but um but August, holy crap. The guy was like 1.86 ERA, and listen, his strikeout numbers are low, but the guy just eats innings, eats innings, eats innings. Like he's winning decision after decision after decision. Like I'm pretty sure he won 10 games last year. And as a guy who sits in like the 4 or 5 spot of a rotation, of a pretty
He'll probably
solid
be, yeah,
rotation,
he'll be four because they
yeah,
have
like I'd put him at
Senga,
4.
Senga one, and they have Holmes two, and they have Peterson three. But then with Manea coming back,
Yeah. And
they'll
then
probably
I guess Luis Severino's on that team too. So
they don't mention
it,
him as a part of the rotation. I think they're saying he's gonna come off the bullpen, apparently.
he could. I mean, you know what? At that point too, it's like it's kind of hit or miss because I believe Peterson for a while was also a relief pitcher. So I think so me personally, I think I would project like again, there's not an order, but Paul Blackburn, um, I guess
Mm-hmm.
Manaea, Peterson,
Peter,
Senga, and then Severino, right? So
yeah, that's
um,
pretty good.
yeah, like listen, they made a run last year. They made a really really good run. But oh no, my God, what am I saying? Severino doesn't play for them anymore. Holy crap, I'm dumb.
See,
That's right.
you even
Whoops.
baffled me
That slipped by me. Sorry about that.
because
Damn.
they don't mention
Yeah,
him
no,
there at
no, no,
all.
that's my bad. Sorry. I meant no, no, no. It's the fifth guy would be Griffin Canning, former Angels starter,
Yeah,
who's not he's not
he's
bad either.
he's right now the fourth guy, and the fifth guy with Manea hurt is Tyler McGill.
Yeah, he's honestly I like McGill. It's just I don't think he needs to be up in the league for a little longer and
Hmm.
like he needs more experience. You know what I mean, like he's not as consistent as a Mets. I'm not a Mets fan by any means, but if I was, um, he is certainly not as consistent as you would like to be. I mean, he pretty sure he got optioned to AAA like two or three times last year in the middle of the season. So, and there was
Mhm.
times where it was demoted to the bullpen, which doesn't necessarily say good things. But hey, you know what? They have depth, they have options, and they can certainly throw the ball. So, but
And
anyways,
then
I think. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, sorry. And then who would you put first in the division? I'm pretty sure you're going to say the
Yeah,
Braves.
sorry. I was gonna say the Phillies,
You're
honestly.
putting the Phillies. Okay.
Listen, they
Interesting.
are scary, man. They are so scary. Like, who do they have in the rotation? Aaron Nola, um, Zach Wheeler. Um, God, it's honestly when it's in spring training,
Christopher
you just see the
Sanchez,
most. Yeah, yeah,
Jesus Luzardo, and Ranger Suarez.
yeah, bro. They got Lazardo from he played for Miami. Like, can you believe that?
And their lineup is also crazy good. Honestly, if you're talking about no, I would put the Mets above, but the Phillies, you can make an argument they have a more diverse,
Well-rounded lineup.
well-rounded, yeah. So you have Trey
Yeah,
Turner, Bryce Harper, Alex Baum, Kyle Schwarber,
Kyle Schwarber,
and then Nick Castellanos. Then also in the bottom of the lineup, you have JT
like
Realmuto,
Bryson Stott,
Bryson Stott. So yeah, their
who's
lineup is probably more well-rounded.
yeah, oh yeah.
Um,
But I think you know what I do think the Phillies would out like edge out the Mets by a little bit, but I could see it being very even. But
it's
for
close.
this
Oh,
purpose,
oh
I
no, all
will
these
say
top three teams are close.
yeah.
Probably
Oh
you're
no, no, no.
probably
Like
looking at like a 8-9 game like difference between one and three.
yeah, like last year, I believe last year all three of them made the playoffs,
Yeah. So yeah,
and the Mets and Braves were 6 games back from Philadelphia, which in hindsight is not that much. So
I'm gonna put the Phillies three.
okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I
You
guess
know
you could write
what?
that down then.
No, you convinced me. The rotation's good. Mm, I'll put them
The
three. I'm gonna put them
Philly,
three.
the Mets or the Phillies.
The Phillies, I'm putting three. The Mets, I'm sticking at one.
Hey, you know what? The Mets, I'll give it to them. They have an unreal team. So
I just think they'll have that momentum off last year, and they're
that's what
gonna
I'm
keep.
saying too, right?
Yeah.
But I think,
But
you know,
also, the Mets are also a team where they could absolutely shit the bed like every other
yeah,
year,
that's another thing
right?
too, right? It's
Like
like they
this is
could,
a trend with them where they'll be really good one year, and next year they'll win like 75 games. So,
yeah, they'll be garbage.
yeah, but I don't think that's gonna
However,
happen.
I don't think they will be garbage this year.
Exactly.
So,
All right, and the
oh,
last
okay.
team we're gonna talk about is the Braves. Um, yeah, the Braves probably have the best balanced roster, I think,
Yeah.
in the division for sure. Especially their bro, they have Jurickson, Profar, like their lineup is really good too. Um, yeah, Profar, Riley, Olson, Ozuna,
Ozuna,
Albies,
obviously.
like,
Albies, Sean
and then
Murphy behind the dish.
and
Ronald
then
Acuna is gonna come back
and then
in like May or something.
their rotation, they have a bunch of Cy Young candidates.
They
Um,
also, in fact, have the guy who is the guy. They have the guy who won the Cy Young last
yeah,
year
yeah.
at
So they have
at
Chris
the
Sale.
age at the age of 34. Like, are you kidding me?
They have Chris Sale. Spencer Strider's going to come back.
AJ Smith Shaver is a young pitcher. He's only 22 years old, but he was really good for when he was in Atlanta. Spencer Schwellenbach is only 24, I believe. He was also pretty good. And then they have Bryce Elder as well and Ronaldo Lopez. Like they could both pitch. Bryce Elder he's probably, if you had to look on the depth chart, he's probably their sixth starter. But in the case that someone gets injured, Bryce Elder could easily step up. Like he's only 25, so still pretty young, but I've seen him pitch before. And when he's on, like he's on. You know what I mean? Like it's only like 93 miles an hour fastball, but his other stuff is pretty good. So, but but yeah, no, I mean they probably have like of the foundations between the three teams, I think theirs is like the best just in terms of, the kind of players that they have on their roster and whatnot. So I think that they Yeah, so again, I could see any three of them finishing first, but I don't know why. Just Philly always seems to be the one to do it, so that's why I'm picking them. But yeah, no, the Braves are they got a pretty unreal ball club too, so I would definitely agree with you on that. All right.
All right, Justin. So with me, I have the Mets first, Braves second, Phillies third, Nationals fourth, Marlins fifth.
I would go Phillies first, Mets second, Braves third, Nationals fourth, and the Miami Marlins fifth.
Cool.
Although
Okay.
I hope they have a good year, just saying, putting it out
Mm,
there.
okay. Uh, um,
All right,
we're gonna move on now to
NL
the
Central, baby.
NL Central. Um, okay, where do we want to start? Well, I guess we'll start with the Brewers. Um,
Well, we how about you say who you think will be number one,
okay. So number one
even though
by
I
default,
think I know what your answer is.
is the Brewers because, well, okay. I'll be honest. I think the Cardinals are going to have a much better season than they did last year, and I
Yeah,
think
oh yeah.
the everybody every year now for the past couple of years, oh, the Cubs are going to be a wild card team. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. No. All right. No. All right. No Cubs. They ain't gonna do nothing. And then obviously the Pirates, they're still a couple years off, and I think the Reds will be decent, right? But really, this is kind of like a one-team division. I don't want to call it a one-team division. Um,
I would say 10 years ago it was still a one team division, but not the same team
not the same team. Yeah,
that we're thinking of. So, or
yeah.
maybe two because the Cubs were still.
I think
That's
it's
right.
like a two and a half. I think
Yeah,
it's like a one
yeah.
and a half to two team division, depending
Oh,
on if the
depending on who's hot or not.
exactly. So yeah. Um, The Brewers, they're going to be good again. They
Oh
have
yeah.
a great rotation, a really good lineup. For them, it's going to be about like, is it enough to win?
Yeah, no,
Um,
it's like, can they put it all together to get them to win? Like that's the
yeah,
big thing for them. Like I think, you know, besides that, it will be at that point again, it's just up to them, right? Like, are they gonna step up, right? Like, well, because they don't have Corbin Burns anymore, so that
yeah,
but maybe not. I mean, I would call it a significant hole just because he's been unreal during his time there. However, who knows, right? Like it could be anyone's or
I
like
mean
you know,
the bottom of this division is pretty good. Like not good, but it's like the Pirates and the Reds. I think they are both ahead of their like progress from the Marlins. Like they're better than the
yeah,
Marlins.
oh yeah,
So
yeah,
so
no,
so they're gonna be better.
I would tend to humbly agree with you.
So like those teams are still gonna be fun to watch. Like
Yeah, oh,
um
absolutely.
but yeah, not their time yet.
No,
Um so for this one, for this division, I'll say I'll put the I'll put the Reds last.
right.
I'll put Pirates fourth. I'm gonna put, you know what? Screw it. I'm putting the Cardinals fourth. I don't believe in the Cardinals. I'm sorry. I'll put the Cardinals fourth. I'm gonna put the Pirates third, just because why not? And then I'll put the Cubs second and the Brewers first.
You know
Yeah?
what? I'm gonna throw a little curveball.
I'm assuming you're putting the Brewers first, yeah? So I can write it down.
Yeah. So the
Okay.
Brewers, I'm gonna leave it first. At second, I'm gonna put the Pirates.
You know what? That's not crazy. That's
I'm gonna
not
put the
crazy at
Pirates
all.
at second. I'm gonna put St. Louis in third, and then Chicago in fourth,
Oh, you're putting the Cubs fourth.
and Cincinnati fifth. Yeah, I don't know. The Cubs, like their team's not bad. It's just, man, it's hard for them to find consistency. You know what I mean? Like
You know what? I'm going with you. Screw the Cubs. I'm putting the Pirates ahead of the Cubs too. All right,
it's like,
because
listen, the Pirates, they have Paul Skeens, they have guys coming up, and
I'm with
they're
you.
unreal. right? But or sorry, the Pirates. But the Cubs, it's
And
like
and for the Cubs, they're already last in baseball. They're 0-2.
yeah, technically, if you want to be real about it, they're already on an 0-2 bender to
Yeah.
start the season. So I don't want to be mean. However, that is currently the case if we're being technical about it. Like, ugh. But
All right. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna put the Pirates second as well.
yeah,
There you
oh
go,
yeah.
Pittsburgh. You have a good team. You have a good year.
Yeah, you know what?
Um,
Bring it back. You know what I mean? Run it back to when they were
all right.
like
NL
nasty.
West. Well, let's just put the Rockies fifth. Um,
Put
yeah.
the Giants, yeah,
Oh,
Rockies.
hold
I
on a
think
sec. Hold on. These four teams are pretty good. Um, I would agree with you. The Giants are fourth. Uh, uh,
oh, you
the
gotta love
Giants
it.
would
You
be
gotta
fourth.
love it. You gotta love it.
And then
See,
then this this is this is hard. This is very
this is
hard.
where it gets tough
All right.
because this is another one of those things where you could say it's like the East. It's a three-team division almost, like three and a half. But the Diamondbacks have so many young guys that have been able to just turn the corner and become unreal. Like, listen, yeah, they didn't make the playoffs last year,
Who cares?
but they were off by like one game, and the
Well,
year before, sorry,
not who cares, but like they made the World Series.
yeah,
Um,
they did.
so they're already ahead of where they expected to be.
No,
So
absolutely.
I think the bad news for them is that they are in a division where they have two teams spending like billions of dollars.
Billy, yeah, I literally like if you look at the Dodgers, I believe there's three guys alone that cost like one and a half billion
Let's not get into it.
almost.
All right? Because like it's like such a firm grasp on like payroll of baseball. It's
Dude,
like
it's
kind of like they're building like a monopoly. It's
bro,
like
it's unreal.
yeah. So um I'm just gonna read you the Dodgers lineup just so you can
Just so we can get pissed off
just so we
together.
can bask it in. So Shohei
Just so we
Ohtani
can
is
be
leading.
like, shh.
Shohei Ohtani is leading off. Oh, he'll probably be pitching this year. Um,
Ooh.
Mookie is going to be the two, Freddie three, Teoscar four. I I don't know how they did it in Tokyo, but I wouldn't do it like this. I would put Mookie one, Freddie two, and then
Mhm.
Shohei three.
Yeah.
I
But I
don't
mean,
know how.
Otani is thrived at the leadoff spot. So for me, at least, I'd say like, you know, if it's not broken, don't fix
But
it.
Mookie at two kind of looks like like
No, I get what you I would say they're interchangeable between one and two. Mookie and
if yeah, if anything, I would swap them around. I put Shohei two, Mookie one,
yeah,
just
yeah.
because yeah,
But
it
again,
doesn't
I
really
think I
it
think it
doesn't
can
really
be played
matter.
either way.
Yeah. Oh, and then you think, okay, with that much money spent on hitting, their pitching better must be suspect. No,
No,
um,
it's pretty
it's
scary.
probably it's probably the best in at least the National League. Um, I mean,
Yeah, oh yeah.
right?
Oh my
Because
God.
they
I
added
think
Blake.
like are you kidding me? Like they have seven I think they have like six or seven guys who could be top three starters on majority of the other teams, not even in the National League, in all of Major League Baseball. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
So the
I'm gonna list off their rotation really quickly. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna
no,
list
go
off
ahead, please.
I'm gonna list off their starters, guys who can and have been in that role before. So we have Tyler Glass now. We have Dustin May, who had TJ, so he's coming back. There's Sasaki, obviously, who got signed. There's Blake Snell, Yamamoto. There's Shohei Ohtani, and then there's uh what's his name? Oh my God, he was also hurt. Tony Gonsolin, and then if Clayton Kershaw comes back, There's 8 guys, man. There's 8 different starters. Like I'm not gonna say Kershaw would be top 3 on, well,
No, I
maybe
don't think
maybe
so.
like the Marlins or the Rockies, but
Yeah, I don't
but
think so.
still that's 8 guys who could be starters on any other rotation, and most of those guys would be in the top 3 in my humble opinion.
Yeah. So we're gonna
Come
put the
on.
Dodgers one.
Like
I'm
how
gonna
like I don't want to say unfair, but like how unfair does it get?
yeah. I'm gonna put the Diamondbacks too. Um,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
just because the Padres, I don't know. They they have nice jerseys. Um, then they have
Listen, listen. So do the Miami Marlins. So
they have
I have a Marlins hat
probably
actually. It's
they have a
unreal.
very good lineup too. Like they have a superstar. They have
Yeah. Oh
probably the
yeah.
most yeah, he's electric. Fernando Tatis Jr., he's electric. Manny Machado's still unreal. Oh, they have the best contact hitter in the majors. I mean,
Luis Arias.
yeah. So yeah, they'll be good. We're gonna get to like the wild card. Um, because you said both NL East teams are gonna make the wild card.
I said they did last year.
Okay. Um, for the wild card, I'm gonna give it to I'll put the Braves.
I probably put the Braves in the Diamondbacks.
I'm gonna put Phillies. I'm gonna do Braves and
Well,
Phillies.
yeah. I guess for you it would be Phillies because
Yeah.
that's the layout that you had. But yeah,
And
no.
then
We're basically running the same thing with the exception of a
right.
team being swapped out. But
And then we're
oh yeah.
rounding off the division by saying Giants and Rockies, right?
Although
Yeah.
you know what I honestly I wish the Rockies are better too.
Let's be honest.
They won't be,
Here's the thing
but
with them. Their stadium, right? It plays
yeah,
high into their advantage. It also
yeah.
plays high into the advantage of their opponents. So, yeah, they're not going to do anything this year. It's a shame. Um, they should be good, but they're not. All
They
right, we're going
should
to
be.
move on to the American League. Should we go West, Central, East in terms,
Yeah,
right?
just because we have some ties
Yeah, we're
to that
biased.
East Division. So yeah,
Okay.
I guess it is a bias.
Uh,
Shout out geography, but
It, exactly. Not the best subject in school, but a subject nonetheless. Okay,